Across the American landscape, from frozen bogs to windswept coasts and high desert plateaus, certain native species have learned to survive conditions that would kill most trees. These harsh environments don't just shape how these trees grow, they shape their character. And when transformed into bonsai, that same raw, untamed energy becomes living art with a story etched into every line of the trunk. In this episode, we explore 6 Native American species, each formed by a different environment, each carrying a distinct ecological history. Our goal is simple: to understand their origin, their natural traits, and why these characteristics translate so beautifully into bonsai. This is not just a list of trees. This is a study of how nature's toughest conditions can produce some of the most expressive bonsai forms on Earth. Lodgepole pine is a western mountain species, native to the high elevations of the Rocky Mountains, the Cascades, and other subalpine zones across western North America. This tree thrives in harsh environments, thin soils, rocky ridges, and areas with frequent disturbance. One of its most remarkable ecological traits is fire adaptation. Many populations carry serotinous cones, sealed by resin, that only open to release their seeds when exposed to intense heat from wildfires. This strategy allows lodgepole pine to regenerate massively after fire and dominate landscapes shaped by recurring burns. Lodgepole pine presents a wide variety of forms, from tall, straight trunks when crowded, to twisted and contorted shapes in exposed ridgelines. Its bark is thin, scaly, and tends to be brown to gray-brown. Needles come in pairs, fascicles of 2, typically yellow-green to dark green, often slightly twisted, and they persist for several years before shedding. The cones of lodgepole pine are particularly interesting. Some are serotinous, tightly sealed and resinous, while others remain open, depending on the population. When open, cones release winged seeds. When closed, they wait on the tree until a fire triggers their opening. In bonsai culture, lodgepole pine offers a raw, dynamic canvas. Its naturally flexible trunks, especially those from exposed ridgelines, lend themselves to dramatic bends and collectible movement. Because of the thin bark, even young specimens can be carved, but with care, the bark texture deepens beautifully over time. The 2 needle fascicles are short enough to keep proportion in small pots, and the mixed cone types provide a botanical story. Mature trees may carry closed cones just waiting, silently, for heat to open them. When styled well, a lodgepole pine bonsai isn't just a miniature pine, it's a testament to fire, survival, and regeneration. A lodgepole pine bonsai evokes the wild power of mountain landscapes. Its twisted, flame-born lines feel like poetry carved by nature's fiercest forces. There's a tension between fragility and strength, bark that can be thin, needles that live for years, and cones that wait decades for the right spark. In miniature form, it becomes a living chronicle of the fire cycle, scorched earth, rebirth, and the patient return of the forest. It reminds us that life in the mountains is not static. It's a cycle of challenge, collapse, and regrowth. Black spruce is one of the signature trees of North America's boreal forest, the largest continuous forest on Earth. It stretches from Alaska across Canada to the northeastern United States, thriving in places few trees can tolerate. Much of its habitat consists of cold peatlands, muskeg bogs, and frozen soils with poor drainage. Winters are long and severe, summers are short, and the ground often remains wet, acidic, and oxygen-poor. Yet despite all that, black spruce stands tall, slow-growing but incredibly resilient, shaping entire northern ecosystems. Black spruce is instantly recognizable by its narrow, spire-like silhouette. This iconic shape is the result of evolutionary pressure, snow load, cold winds, and minimal sunlight. Its branches are short and downward angled, reducing snow accumulation, while the trunk remains slim and upright. Needles are small, stiff, and tightly packed, perfect for conserving energy in harsh climates. The bark is thin and flaky, dark gray to reddish-brown, giving the tree a subtle textured appearance. Overall, black spruce has a quiet, understated beauty rooted in pure survival. Black spruce's natural form is already close to several classical bonsai aesthetics. Its tall, slender trunk makes it ideal for literati styles, while its sparse branching naturally suggests age and struggle. The tree buds back reliably when healthy, allowing fine branch development over time. Its needles are small enough for scale realism, and its rough environmental adaptations translate into a striking visual presence. With proper care, cool conditions, good air circulation, and consistent moisture, it becomes a deeply expressive bonsai that mirrors the quiet resilience of the far north. Black spruce carries a mood of solitude, like a lone tree standing against endless winter. Its vertical lines feel quiet and contemplative, almost poetic in their simplicity. In bonsai form, it doesn't shout for attention, it draws you in slowly, revealing its story through subtle textures and restrained movement. The tree embodies endurance, stillness, and the quiet dignity of surviving in a place where very little survives. Big sagebrush is one of the defining plants of the American West. It dominates the vast Great Basin, spanning Nevada, Utah, Oregon, Idaho, and parts of Wyoming, where rainfall is scarce, temperatures swing violently, and soils are alkaline and nutrient-poor. Instead of growing tall and imposing, sagebrush survives by spreading wide, anchoring itself through a deep and complex root system that can reach several meters into the ground. Its entire biology is designed for endurance in a landscape defined by dryness, wind, and extremes. Big sagebrush isn't a traditional tree. It's a woody shrub, but one with extraordinary structural personality. The bark weathers into gray, fibrous layers that peel and twist, giving it a naturally ancient look even at a young age. Its branching is irregular, full of natural deadwood, with curves shaped by years of relentless wind. The foliage is fine, silvery, and aromatic, rich in compounds like terpenes that help reduce moisture loss in the desert environment. Every feature reflects adaptation, and that adaptation creates visual character. Big sagebrush works surprisingly well as bonsai because its natural form already looks sculpted by time. The irregular trunk lines, the instinctive deadwood, and the compact foliage give it instant presence. It responds well to selective pruning, and because it naturally grows low and wide, it suits styles like driftwood, sherry-heavy compositions, or rugged literati silhouettes. Its ability to survive drought also makes it stable in pot culture, provided the soil drains sharply and stays mineral-heavy. In bonsai form, it carries the raw, dry spirit of the American desert in a way few species can match. As a bonsai, big sagebrush carries a visual language of desolation and resilience. It feels ancient, almost ghost-like, something shaped more by the land than by human hands. Its bleached, twisting forms echo long, silent years under desert sun and winter frost. This species reminds us that beauty doesn't always come from lush growth or perfect symmetry. Sometimes it comes from survival itself. Pitch pine is native to the eastern United States, especially the Appalachian Mountains, the mid-Atlantic coastal plains, and the pine barrens of New Jersey. This species thrives where other pines fail: dry, sandy, acidic soils with low nutrients. Its defining ecological trait is resilience to fire and stress. The tree can re-sprout from dormant buds under its bark, a rare ability among North American conifers. Even after severe burns or physical damage, pitch pine often survives, regenerates, and dominates landscapes shaped by repeated fire. This environmental toughness gives the tree a rugged aesthetic that transfers naturally into bonsai form. Pitch pine is instantly recognizable by its rugged bark, thick, dark, deeply plated, and fire-scarred. Its needles grow in fascicles of 3 and are longer than many eastern pine relatives, often stiff, slightly twisted, and rich green. Unlike most pines, pitch pine frequently produces needles directly from the trunk and older branches, a trait that creates powerful character in bonsai, especially for aged, battered styles. The cones are small to medium, hard, and often persistent on the tree for years. Combined with its ability to re-sprout after trauma, the species develops unpredictable, contorted growth forms in nature, each one telling a story of survival. Pitch pine is a dream species for artists who love raw, dramatic, weather-beaten character. The bark forms texture early, producing that ancient feel even when the tree is relatively young. Its ability to sprout from old wood makes it extremely forgiving in bonsai training, allowing aggressive styling, heavy bends, and even full structural redesigns. The 3 needle bundles offer a wild, rugged look, perfect for naturalistic bonsai inspired by fire-scarred forests. With proper care, pitch pine becomes one of the most expressive American native pines, easily conveying age, struggle, and resilience. A pitch pine bonsai carries the visual weight of endurance. Its bark looks like it has survived storms, flames, and decades of hardship. The irregular branching and stubborn growth patterns give it the aura of a tree that refuses to die. In miniature form, it becomes a silent chronicle of struggle, a tree shaped by fire, sculpted by time, and defined by sheer will to exist. This is a species that feels brutally honest, visually raw, and emotionally grounded. Sitka spruce is native to the cool, fog-drenched Pacific Northwest, stretching from Northern California through Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, and all the way to Alaska. It dominates coastal forests shaped by constant moisture, strong winds, and low temperatures, environments where only the hardiest conifers thrive. In nature, Sitka spruce is one of the tallest conifers in the world, reaching heights over 90 meters. Its entire life is shaped by the Pacific. Salt-laden winds that twist branches, persistent fog that feeds the needles, and rugged coastlines where roots cling to thin, rocky soil. These conditions produce trees with refined textures and dramatic silhouettes, perfect foundations for expressive bonsai design. Sitka spruce has sharp, stiff needles with a distinctive bluish-silver tone, a color that catches light beautifully in bonsai form. Its bark is thin and scaly, starting smooth in youth and gradually forming small, irregular plates over time. Branches grow in strong horizontal layers, giving the species a natural architectural structure that translates elegantly into classic bonsai silhouettes. In the wild, coastal winds often create asymmetric forms and broken tops, giving Sitka spruce its unique, weather-carved personality. Its cones are small, papery, and hang delicately, another subtle charm when used in refined bonsai displays. Sitka spruce shines as bonsai because of its natural elegance. The branching structure is already pre-written by nature. Tiered pads, clean lines, and a calm, disciplined silhouette. Its needles reduce well under controlled growth, and the species responds predictably to wiring, allowing refined shaping without excessive struggle. Combined with its cool-toned foliage and subtle bark texture, Sitka spruce produces bonsai that feels serene, coastal, and atmospheric. It's an excellent species for artists who favor clean, classical compositions with a soft, naturalistic mood. A Sitka spruce bonsai feels like a breath of cold ocean air. Its clean lines and muted colors evoke the quiet strength of northern coastal forests. There's a sense of distance and solitude in its form, the same feeling you get standing on a cliff overlooking the Pacific. In miniature, This species captures not just the look of the wild coast, but its emotion: calm, austere, and deeply grounded. Western red cedar is native to the Pacific Northwest, from Northern California through Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, and deep into coastal Alaska. It grows in some of the most moisture-rich forests in North America: cool, shaded valleys, river floodplains, and mist-heavy coastal slopes. These forests are defined by constant rainfall, thick fog, and deep, fertile soil. Some western red cedars live well over 1,000 years, becoming towering pillars in old-growth ecosystems. For indigenous cultures of the Pacific Northwest, this tree is more than wood. It is a cultural foundation, used for canoes, clothing, rituals, and identity. This long cultural and ecological history gives western red cedar a presence that feels ancient even in miniature form. Western red cedar has a soft, feather-like foliage composed of flat, scale-like leaves arranged in layered sprays. Its color ranges from rich deep green to luminous emerald, often shimmering when touched by moisture. The bark is fibrous and reddish-brown, peeling into vertical strips, a feature that adds dramatic texture in bonsai form. Cedar trunks naturally flare at the base, forming wide, stable buttresses that communicate age and strength. In nature, the tree often develops twisting forms and hollowed interiors due to weather, time, and decay, traits that translate into compelling, story-rich bonsai silhouettes. Its wood is highly resistant to rot, allowing ancient trees to remain standing even after centuries of exposure. Western red cedar excels as bonsai because of its natural elegance and calm, flowing structure. The foliage pads shape beautifully into soft, cloud-like forms that suit traditional and naturalistic designs. Its bark texture and trunk movement develop character relatively early, allowing even younger trees to feel anchored and mature. The species responds well to pruning, backbudding, and refinement when grown under stable moisture conditions. Its spiritual presence, shaped by centuries of cultural significance and ecological dominance, gives the bonsai a quiet but powerful personality. It's a species that naturally expresses wisdom, humility, and age. A western red cedar bonsai feels ancient, quiet, and almost meditative. Its soft foliage and flowing branches create a sense of gentle movement, like coastal fog drifting through an old forest. The reddish bark adds warmth, while the broad base grounds the tree with authority and weight. It carries a spiritual presence, the kind you feel when standing beneath a 1,000-year-old cedar in a rain-soaked valley. In miniature, this species becomes a living symbol of patience, endurance, and calm strength. And that wraps today's journey across the native bonsai species of North America. Each tree you've seen carries its own history, shaped by fire, wind, storms, harsh winters, and the quiet resilience of untouched wilderness. These species aren't just material for bonsai. They're living archives of their landscapes. Here on Ethereal Bonsai, we're not chasing trends. We're documenting the rare, the overlooked, and the legendary. And this series is just the introduction. Starting next episode, we'll break down each species one by one. Deeper ecology, styling logic, horticultural demands, long-term development, and the artistic philosophy behind shaping them into living works. If you're into rare species, real knowledge, and bonsai as an art with substance, stay tuned. More stories, more depth, more trees worth your time. See you in the next chapter.